AM 560. The Answer.
It is not Jerry Seinfeld's grandmother who gave the food for the poor, but the commercial was so important. We had somebody call and say they want to give the food for the poor, but they're more interested or just as interested in the $130 reaching 5 pregnant women. It is truly amazing what the Human Coalition could do. For $130, you reach 5 pregnant women. They'll take a gift of any amount, and you can give that gift to this wonderful lady who called. 560theanswer.com/human. 560theanswer.com/human. Unless you're Jerry Seinfeld's grandmother living on a fixed income, I don't want Uncle Leo mad, so don't give more than you can give. But give something and save the possible life for 5 babies. It's an amazing organization. And it's through that, if these Mockingbird media, this Marxist mafia propaganda wing, if they told the consumers about these organizations, would you even need them on talk radio? No. Because he who controls information controls perception. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. You're going to hear over the next 48 hours about Trump saying ABC should lose the license. But you're not going to hear the right perspective. So I want to first let you hear or lose the license.
And people are wise to your hoax. And ABC's your company, your crappy company, is one of the perpetrators.
Crappy.
And I'll tell you something.
So why not just sign it down?
I think the license should be taken away from ABC because your news is so fake and it's so wrong. And we have a great commissioner, the chairman, who should look at that, because I think when you come in and when you're 97% negative to Trump, and then Trump wins the election in a landslide, that means obviously your news is not credible, and you're not credible as a reporter. So I've answered your question. You should go and look at the Democrats who received money from Epstein, who spent their time. Larry Summers was with him all the time. That creep of the fund guy was with him all the time. What's his name?
Reid Hoffman.
Who? Reid Hoffman. I don't know Reid Hoffman, but I know he spends a lot of money on the radical left. Reid Hoffman, in my opinion, should be under investigation. He's a sleazebag. And those are the people, but they don't get any press, they don't get any news, and you're not after the radical left because you're a radical left network. But I think the way you ask a question with the anger and the meanness is terrible. You ought to go back and learn how to be a reporter. No more.
That won't be played, the anger and the meanness. And what he's referring to is the perspective that will be cut out from 99% of the American people. And the perspective is, today was a very successful day if you focus on foreign policy and foreign investment in America. In fact, it was a big day.
Mr. President, today and tomorrow we're going to announce that we are going to increase that $600 billion to almost $1 trillion for investment, real investment and real opportunity by details in many areas.
Real investment and real opportunity. Not like the last 4.5 years with the office tramp stealing your money through that green energy boondoggle. But real foreign money where we don't have to give it to them first and then pretend they give it back to us like our foreign policy with Ukraine. But the kind of investment that results in actual jobs.
And the agreement that we are signing today in many areas, in technology, in AI, in earth materials, magnet, etc., that will create a lot of investment opportunities.
So you are doing that now. You're saying to me now that the $600 billion will be $1 trillion.
Definitely, because what we are signing, it will facilitate that. And
I like that very much.
He likes that because he understands that it means more jobs, more American jobs, more products to sell, more money to be made. None of that was revealed by ABC or CNN or NBC or pick a Mockingbird media, mafia media, that's covered up for that scumbag from Chicago who's laid on his ghetto Bentley. The one married to the big broad, big feet. He likes a big-footed woman. You know what they say about big feet, well? And broad shoulders, too. He likes broad shoulders on a woman. He likes an ugly woman. Barack Obama. They ran cover for that moron and Obamacare and all of the policies that destroyed our economy. And yet they give no quarter to the idea that if somebody invests $1 trillion in America, it could be good for Americans. So that same reporter who questions Trump about Epstein, she also takes a shot at the Saudi prince. I want you to hear it in context.
For the Crown Prince, Your Royal Highness, you're talking about $1 trillion of investment.
Second
Could the kingdom continue to do that with oil prices in the mid-60s?
We are not creating fake opportunities to, please America, or please President Trump.
That's very important. She says, can you still invest if oil's in the 60s? She has no idea they'd make money if oil is $15, let alone in the 60s. But he says, we're not doing this to please President Trump or America. We're doing it to please Saudi Arabia. Now will come the second ABC scum reporter.
It's real opportunities. For example, when you ask about the AI and the chips, Saudi Arabia have a huge demand a huge need of computing power, and we're going to spend in the short term around $50 billion by consuming those semiconductors for our needs in Saudi Arabia. And with the agreement that we're going to have with South America, that will allow us to focus that consuming power in the short term by $50 billion from the South America, and long term with hundreds of billions of dollars in the long term. So there's a lot of real opportunities that fit to our need in Saudi Arabia and fit to our investment strategy.
Mr. President.
Now here she comes. Listen to her voice and listen to the question.
Mr. President, is it appropriate, Mr. President, for your family to be doing business in Saudi Arabia while you're president? Is that a conflict of interest? And Your Royal Highness, the U.S. intelligence concluded that you orchestrated the brutal murder of a journalist. 9/11 families are furious that you are here in the Oval Office. Why should Americans trust you? And the same to you, Mr. President.
Now, who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
You're with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news, ABC fake news, one of the worst in the business. But I'll answer your question.
Thank you.
I have nothing to do with the family business. I have left, and when I've devoted 100% of my energy. What my family does is fine. They do business all over. They've done very little with Saudi Arabia, actually. I'm sure they could do a lot. And anything they've done has been very good. That's what we've done. We've built a tremendous business for a long time. I've been very successful. I decided to leave that success behind and make America very successful. And I've made America more successful by far than it ever was, and that it ever could have been, no matter who was president. There would be nobody bringing in $21 trillion. That I can tell you right now.
He's 100% right. And all of this will be left on the cutting room floor. And the other part of the question that bothers me, you mean the same agencies that covered up for Larry Summers and Barack Obama and Jeffrey Epstein? You mean those same ones that covered up what Mena, Arkansas was? How Bill Clinton really made his money? Those same entities, those same organizations, that's the one we should be concerned with?
In 1982, cocaine trafficker Barry Seal set up one of the largest drug smuggling operations in the United States in Mena, Arkansas, under the approving eye of Governor Bill Clinton.
Barry Seal was a drug smuggler. And he tried to set it up in his home state of Louisiana, but they wouldn't let him. He had to come to a state that had a sleazy governor hooked on cocaine. There were $100 million a month in cocaine coming in and out of Mena, Arkansas. They had a problem. They were doing so much money in cocaine, $100 million.
$100 million a month.
In a little state like Arkansas.
So all of the scum, I don't give a rip if you're CIA. Send that Jason Bourne over here for a good ass kicking. You're going to ask about that, ABC reporter? Because you're part of it. You're a cover-up artist. That's exactly what you are. And you try to edit and take away the true perspective of what you've done since Barack Obama was in Indonesia, because he never grew up in Chicago, morons. But he was a Sox fan, right? That's how stupid you can be and be a Democrat. That's how naive. That's how willfully ignorant. Now, are you the victim or the perpetrator? Doesn't matter to me. If you vote for this and you support this, you're like those CIA drug dealers. You're scum. 312-642-5600.
What if everything you've been told about government, health care, poverty, energy, and even science is a carefully constructed lie? In Sean Thompson's new book, What If It's All a Lie? Sean Thompson dismantles the myths at the core of modern America. This is the book the ruling class doesn't want you to read. And once you do, you won't see the world the same way again. Order your copy today at SeanThompsonShow.com.